Welcome to 6th grade English. My name is Ms. Bethany Albers, and I am obviously the 6th grade English teacher. This is my 16th year teaching at CCLS. I haven't taught English that whole time, but I've definitely taught it enough years that I don't even remember when I started. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what 6th grade English will be like and the different curriculum that we use and what we will be working on throughout the year. So one thing I do have to say is because of some circumstances with me needing to be out at the beginning of the year, I had to change a little bit up in terms of what we were going to do at the beginning of the year. So if you look down at the very bottom there with the vocabulary workshop, that was not in my plan to have started that quite yet, but it was something that we did while I was absent because the kids could definitely work on that with a substitute teacher. So I'm just going to start with that first. With vocabulary workshop, you probably have seen that. It's a little orange book. We will not be doing this every week. Normally we would just be doing it between writing units and other times like that. Like I said, we did have to start it a little early. The kids will always have at least 2 weeks to complete vocabulary because it can be a little bit tough. The words are definitely challenging to them, which is not a bad thing. We have a lot of practice. We do a lot of different games with it. There will always be a Quizlet so that they can focus on the words and definitions. And we just want to make sure that they understand these words and their meanings and how they're used so that not only can they use these words, but they will understand them with any reading that they do. Now, the other thing we are going to be doing and have started a little bit at the beginning of the year is learning and reviewing parts of speech. So we are going to be looking at those different parts of speech. So far, we've basically looked at nouns and verbs, and we're going to be doing that with a little bit mini lessons, with brainstorming, with some different games and activities. And in the end, we'll be creating something called Noun Town and Verb Park that put that into practice. We actually did this last year. They did this as 5th grade, so they'll be creating totally new, different aspects for Noun Town and Verb Park. We haven't been able to start that yet, but here's an example of what it looked like last year. You might actually see something that your last year's 5th grader made, but we're actually going to be starting to put that up within the next week or so. So that's something to look forward to, that the kids can see that they've created and they're able to get some sense of pride from that. Once we're done reviewing different parts of speech, we're going to be using that as the foundation for our sentence patterns. Our sentence patterns are really how we teach grammar in the middle school. Basically, it's a common language that we can use 5th through 8th grade to really help with sentence structure and grammar issues and really challenging kids to write sentences that are not just boring but are interesting as well. When we teach grammar, we're always going to connect it to writing because all of the research there shows that trying to teach grammar completely separate from writing really does not work. Normally, when we get to sentence patterns, we will aim to do those at the beginning of each week, and we're really going to be building on these skills throughout the year, looking into their writing. We will be reviewing these sentence patterns as we look at their writing. Now, I just wanted to quickly touch on what we do with writing. So if you've been at CCLS for a little bit, I hope that you're familiar with the Lucy Calkins Writing Workshop, or at least with the idea of writing workshop. It's a really awesome curriculum. We work with the kids on just the strength of their writing. We work with the kids on getting that writing in, where maybe they can write for 10 minutes at the beginning, but then we really get them to write for maybe 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Or even a whole class period, perhaps. It's a really great program, and we've seen a lot of success with it. We will have 3 units throughout the year. We will start pretty soon with a narrative writing curriculum. That's always, a narrative writing unit. That's always very popular, of course, because they're writing about their own experiences. It's also great, I feel, to just start the year off with that writing and get them very comfortable with that. A lot of that narrative writing will be done in a writer's notebook. That is something that a lot of their writing will be done in, so definitely ask to see it. We actually do kind of tell the kids that they should take it home every night because a writer writes more than just when they're assigned in school, and they should always have it with them for when inspiration strikes. So definitely during that narrative unit, it's really fun for parents to be able to look through that. Our second unit is the literary essay. This is, it's a tough unit for the kids, but it's tough in the best ways. Literary essay is something that it's a skill they just really are going to need to know to use some of those critical thinking skills in their writing. And it's something they're going to need through the rest of middle school and for sure in high school. So this is really laying the foundation. It obviously is difficult, so we do spend a lot of time going through and doing, sample writing and sample thinking together. And we will end up doing probably 2 essays with that, an essay on character and an essay on theme. Our third unit is research writing. The students will, become experts on a topic, and they will have a writing piece to it, but their final project will be giving a persuasive speech about their research topic. Hopefully, by the end of the year, things will be settled enough that I can actually invite parents in to watch those as well. One thing I do want to say is that much of our writing will be done in class. Mostly that's so that I'm there to be able to help them and to guide them and to help with revision and things like that. So there may be days where they're not doing writing at home. You can always ask to see their writing either in their notebook or once we get into the literary essay unit, a lot of that will be done through classroom. So you could definitely ask for that, but a lot of the writing will be done in class. Another thing that I want to make sure that students know is they're always going to be encouraged to revise and resubmit writing. It's really important that the kids learn that writers are constantly writing and that really a piece is technically never finished. It can always be made a little bit stronger and a little bit better. One other thing to just add with creative writing is that there are going to be creative writing opportunities sprinkled throughout the year. We want to make sure that kids are getting a well-rounded base there with their writing. So there will be some different creative writing opportunities throughout the year. That's it for me. I encourage you, if you have any questions or concerns throughout the year, don't hesitate to email me, or if you would like to set up a meeting, I'm happy to do that as well. Really looking forward to working with these 6th graders. They're very funny, and I'm just really enjoying having them in class.